Hi all, welcome to Geneso IT Trainings. My name is Sagar. Today we will be looking at some of the important Linux commands which are very useful. Before we start, I would request everybody to subscribe my channel. So let me launch the Linux server. I'll be launching the server from the scratch again. I'll log into the AWS console. I'll go to the EC2 section, and there I'll be starting the server. And with the help of Maxim, we'll try to connect to the server. Let's start doing it. So this is the sign in page, and you just click on the sign into the console here, and yeah, give your email ID. And click on the next. And type these characters that are being available here. And submit. And type the password. And you'll be logging into your AWS console. And make sure in which region you're actually inside. So that is very, very important. And click on the services here. And look at the compute services, and you have the EC2 section. Click on the EC2 section so that it will take you to the instances page. So this is where you'll be able to identify what instances are available for you. And if your instances are up and running, you will be able to identify here itself, it shows what are the running instances. It shows it as 0. So our instance is stopped now. So click on this button, instances, and you'll be able to identify the instance that you created. And we have the video that is being clearly shown how to create a EC2 instance. And click on this button and click on the instance state and start the instance. So this is how you'll be starting your instance. See, look at this, successfully started, and the instance ID. And refresh the page, close this, and here your instance state, it is showing as pending. From the pending, it will come to the running state. See, look at this one. It has converted from the pending state to running state. The moment you see this pending state to running state, it means that your instance is ready to use. Click on this instance again, and you'll be able to identify all the details here. And if you're not able to see it, you have the scroll button, scroll it up and down so that you'll be able to identify the details or see the details clearly. And here you take the public IP, click on this public IP. And one more important thing you got to be aware of, and this particular public IP, it keeps on changing the moment you stop and start the instance. If you stop the instance and start the instance, the public IP keeps on changing. What is the reason behind it? You'll be able to understand the reason behind it once we start teaching the AWS classes, virtual private cloud. Once I start teaching VPC, you'll be able to understand it. So just copy the public IP, open the Mobaxterm. So I have my Mobaxterm available on the desktop. Open it and click on the session, click on SSH and paste the public IPv4 address, specify the username. So we will be logging into this particular server with the help of the Ubuntu username. Click on the advanced settings. Make sure you give the private key. So this is the private key. And click on OK. Yeah, we have successfully logged into our Linux machine now. And in order to clear the screen, use a shortcut Ctrl L so that it clears the screen. And if you observe carefully, this is how you will be logging into your Linux server. And here I would like to make you understand what exactly this command prompt is all about. What is this? You need to be aware of. So if you remember, we logged into this server as a user Ubuntu. If you remember, I clicked on this session and SSH, and here we specified the username. And this is nothing but in the Windows machine also, whenever you're trying to log in into your Windows machine or into your laptop, so you'll be able to identify, you'll be able to see the username that is being provided. So you click on the username and you type the password, you log into the Windows machine. In the same way, in order to log into the Linux server, we will be having a specific username. So that username is going to be Ubuntu, and that is what you'll be able to identify here. So Ubuntu is the username that is being available here, and right after that you have the @ symbol, and after that you have the IP address, IP -172-31-41-171. So this is nothing but the host name. What exactly do I mean by a host name? Host name is nothing but a name that we give to a computer or a server, or for any machine. It's just a name to identify this particular server. So we have launched this server. In order to identify this server, we identify servers with respect to a name called as host name. So this is called as a host name. And you do have couple of symbols available here. This is a tilde symbol, and this is going to be the dollar symbol. And what is the importance of this? I'll tell you. One of the first important command that you all need to be aware of is nothing but pwd. It stands for print the working directory. Print the current working directory. So what is the current working directory you are in? That is what it is going to be printed. And sometimes you might still be little annoyed, or you might be little not aware of what exactly this directory is all about. You'll get to know in the next video. I'll be teaching about the Linux file system. At that time you'll be much more clear about the directory structures and directory hierarchy in the Linux. So this is one of the first commands that I would like to teach you. Try to understand pwd. It is nothing but print the current working directory, and press enter. So this is how it looks like. This is how the directory structure looks like. In the next video I'll be talking about the Linux file system, so that you'll become much more familiar what exactly this is all about. Okay, and now try to understand. I'll try to make you understand what is the tilde symbol and the dollar symbol as well. So let us go into the PowerPoint slide here. Okay, so these are some of the commands that we'll be learning in this particular video. And the first command I want everyone to be aware of is sudo -i. Sudo space -i. So in order to become a root user, so what is this root user? A root user is nothing but a administrator in the Linux operating system. In Windows operating system, we have administrator as the administrator user. In the same way, in order to become a administrator user in Linux, we have root. Root is called as the administrator. So in order to become a root user, if you observe carefully, we have logged into this Linux machine with the help of a Ubuntu user. But Ubuntu user will not have all privileges to perform any operation on this Linux server. So who will have? Only root user will be having all privileges. Every privilege will be given to the root user. Only root user will be able to perform lot of operations, lot of administrative activities can be performed by the root user. So if you would like to become a root user, one of the commands that we will be using is sudo -i. So just type sudo -i, sudo space -i, sudo space -i, and enter. Now observe carefully. The moment you type it here, sudo space -i, previously we were working as a Ubuntu username, and now if you observe carefully, it has become a root. So root is a default username that is being available in all the Linux operating systems. Root is the default username that is being available in all Linux operating system, and this root user is the administrator. With the help of a root user, you will be able to perform any activity on the Linux machine. So if you observe carefully, there are some changes that happened actually here. See, look at this one. This is a Ubuntu username, and now right now with the help of this command you have become a root user. Root is nothing but the username that it is trying to specify. Again, this remains constant. This is nothing but the host name, which is nothing but a name given to this particular Linux machine or a Linux server. And if you observe carefully, the tilde symbol remains constant, and here also the tilde symbol remains constant. But if you observe here, we have a dollar symbol and we have a hash symbol available here. So what is this difference? What is this? Whenever you become an administrator user or whenever you become a root user, the symbol changes to hash. Whenever you are working as a regular user, a normal user, then it will be visible as a dollar symbol. So this is one of the difference you need to be aware of. So if you're working as a root user, you should be able to identify it. It is nothing but a super user or a root user or a administrator. But whenever you see this dollar symbol here, it means that you are working as a regular user, and this regular user doesn't have all privileges as the root user. And observe carefully one more thing. You have the tilde symbol here. What is this tilde symbol here? A tilde symbol represents the users, this particular user's home directory. It might be little heavy for you to understand this particular concept. So I'll be talking about Linux file system. At that time, I'll make it much more clear. So we'll try to understand what is the present working directory. Print the working directory. Let me type again pwd. Now the print working directory has changed. It has changed. So you'll understand at the time of Linux file system what exactly this this particular home and Ubuntu is talking about, and what is this root. Everything I'll make it clear. And pwd is one of the commands we are trying to understand, and one command that we are trying to learn is sudo -i, so which is used to become a root user or the administrator user. And now let's look into some of the commands. So if you observe carefully, the next command that we are trying to look at is apt update. Apt is again one of the keywords that is being used in the Ubuntu operating system. Apt is one of the commands that we'll be using to handle any sort of installations and removal or updating the packages. Suppose imagine if you would like to install any package on this particular Linux machine. So one of the command that you will be using is apt. That is for the Debian based operating systems. So in Linux we have different flavors. One of the flavors is Debian, and we have another flavor of operating systems is Red Hat. In Red Hat we'll be using yum. Instead of using apt, we'll be using yum for the Red Hat based Linux operating systems. As our operating system is based on the Debian, Ubuntu is a Linux operating system which is based on the Debian family. It belongs to Debian family. So we will be using apt. Apt is used to install any package. Apt is used to remove any package. Or in a simple way to understand, apt can be used to install any software on this Linux machine. So you simply type apt, or apt can be used to update the entire Linux server as well. So simply use the command apt update. So this command will help us to update this particular server. So it's always a good practice to update the server, not in real time, but at least for your practice, make sure whenever you launch your instance, this should be the first command to update your server. So apt update and press enter. And this particular apt update button or command can be used only as the root user, but you cannot perform this apt update command with the help of the Ubuntu user, because Ubuntu is a normal user, whereas root is a administrator user. So look at this, it is updating the server. Once it is updated, you'll again come back to your command prompt. So let me clear the screen again. What is the shortcut? Control L is the shortcut. So apt is used to install any package or remove the packages or install the softwares or update the Linux server. So apt is one of the commands. If you're using Red Hat Linux, you'll be using yum. If you're using Ubuntu Linux operating system, we'll be using apt. Let's look into some more commands. So we have another command which is uname, Unix name. It is nothing but a Unix name. It is going to print the information about the system or the server. So let us see how this command works. Uname. Press enter. See, look at this. This Unix name is nothing but a Linux. So this is the name of the system, name of the server. It simply prints the information about the Linux server. So this is a Linux server. That's what it is trying to say us. So in order to get complete information about the system, we can still use the same command uname -a space. We have space here. So uname space -a. So which is going to print the entire system information. So here it shows what operating system we are using. It's nothing but the Linux operating system. And if you observe carefully, you have this as the host name. See, look at this. This is the host name, and this is the host name, and the name of the system Linux, and these are the kernel versions, and these are the processors of this particular server, and some more information about this particular server will be displayed on the screen with the help of this command called as uname-a. So it's definitely a simple command and useful command which everyone must be aware of to understand what type of a operating system you're working upon with, and what is a kernel version. So this is the kernel version, we have it here. And what is a kernel, I'll be talking about in the next classes, next videos. And look at this. What is the another command that we'll be looking at? Host name. We have a new command, host name. So host name is used to display the host name of the current machine or a server. Of this particular server's host name, in order to print it, we'll be using the command called as host name, and enter. See, look at this. So as I said again, this is the username and this is the host name, and we have the host name that is going to be printed here. So this is the host name. Host name is nothing but a name given to the server. In order to identify this particular server, we'll be able to identify with the help of the host name. And we have the date. Date command is used to display the current date and time. So you can simply use date command and enter. See, look at this. This is the current date and time of this particular Linux server. Come here. See, look at this one. We have another command, whoami. Whoami is the command which is used to display the name of the currently logged in user. Who is the current user working on this particular terminal that you are seeing? Who is the current user? Who am I? See, as I said again, root is the current user working on this particular Linux machine. So the moment you type who am I, you'll be getting the output as a root. If you're working as a Ubuntu user, you'll be getting Ubuntu as the output. See, look at this, who am I, and press enter. See, look at this. So currently logged in, which user is using it? Root is the user who is using this particular terminal and who is typing this particular command. So you get root as the output. And you have one more command, who shows who is logged in. You need to really understand the difference between who am I and who. Who shows who is logged in into this server. Who logged in into this server? That's very important. You need to really understand. So who logged in actually? If you remember, whenever we are trying to log in into this particular Linux server, I use the session button. We clicked on this SSH and I specified the username as Ubuntu. Now, by this, you should be able to identify who logged in into this server. Who is the person logged in? Ubuntu is the user logged in into this server. So, the moment you type who, it will display who all users logged in into this server. It will not display the current username. The current username is root. It is not going to display that. But it is going to display who actually logged in into this server. See, look at this, who. See, Ubuntu is the user who actually logged in into this particular server. So with the help of Ubuntu, suppose imagine if this Linux machine has a different username, or a Linux machine can have multiple usernames also. So somebody else again logged in into the same server with their username. Then whenever we type who, even it will display the person who logged in again. Their username will be displayed here. So I hope it is being clear. Who am I is the command which will display who is currently logged in as the user, and who is the command who is currently working as the which user is working. That's what who am I is going to be displayed. Root is the current user who is working currently. Who is the command which is used to display the who logged in into this particular server. Whoever logged in into this server. So that details will be displayed. If you remember, we have logged in with the help of a username Ubuntu. So Ubuntu is the one who has logged in into this server. Initial login into the server is nothing but Ubuntu. User has logged in into the server. So let's look into some more commands. Okay, we have one of the commands clear, which is useful to clear the terminal screen. See, let's look into this. Clear, it is going to clear the terminal screen. And apart from this, you can simply use Control L, which is a shortcut. It will again clear the screen. And we have a history command to view previously executed commands. What if you would like to see what commands you have executed previously? You can simply make use of this command called as history. History command. See, look at this. These are some of the commands that we looked into. The first command we looked into is pwd and apt update, uname -a, and we typed even hostname, date, whoami, who, clear, and history. So history is a very useful command, very much useful command in the real time. So you can definitely make use of it and understand what commands were executed previously on this particular server. And you have pwd, which I already taught you. So this is nothing but print the name of the current or working directory. Print the name of the current or working directory. If you simply type pwd, it will print, okay, you're currently inside this directory. What is this directory? What is the Linux file system? Everything I'll be explaining in the later video, in the next video. And look at this one here. We have a new command, FreeH. What is this? Displays RAM details. It is going to display RAM details. Free space -h. So let's look into this. Free space -h. Here, H stands for human readable format, and free is nothing but it is going to display how much of RAM is available for us. So look at this. H stands for the human readable format. So here the memory is nothing but 1 GB. If you remember, we launched this server as a t2.micro. For t2.micro in AWS, we have 1 GB allocated as a RAM. The same thing is being visible here. It's 978 megabits, MIB. So that's what we have it here. And used is 170, and the free is nothing but 127. And you have the buffer and a cache memory, and whatever is available here, it is going to be displayed. So this is FreeH is the command which will help us to display the RAM details. And let's look at this. Few more commands. ls. What is this ls command? ls command is used to list the current directories, files or the directories. Whatever files or directories are available inside that particular directory, ls is the command which will help us to list all of them. So let me clear the screen. Let me type ls. And inside this working directory, inside the current directory, you have this particular directory available. Whatever files are available here, it is going to display it. Whatever directories are available, it is going to display with the help of ls. ls stands for list files or directories in the current working directory. And again, we have something called as ls-l. ls-l stands for long listing. I'll talk about this long listing whenever I'm talking about the file permissions. I'll make it very clear what exactly the long listing is all about. So here we'll try to understand by visually looking at what happens if we type ls-l command. So let's look at this. ls-l. The moment you type this command ls-l, you'll be able to get all information, a long listing of the entire files or the directories that are being available. See the difference between ls and ls-l. ls, whenever you type it, you have only a simple name of the file or a directory that is being displayed here. But if you observe carefully here, ls-l, which is a long listing, it is going to display more details about this particular directory. This is actually a directory. How did I identify it? Because the starting character D stands for directory here. If you don't have D here, it means that it is a simple file. It is a regular file. So this is a directory. So you have all these, the long listing is being available here. And apart from this, see, look at this. ls-a. ls-a stands for shows hidden files. It is going to display all the hidden files. In Linux, all hidden files will be starting with dot. Linux hidden files will be started with dot. Whenever you see a file starting with a dot and followed by the file name, it is nothing but a hidden file. So let's look into it now. ls-l. L stands for long listing. You can combine something like this. ls space -l long listing, and A stands for hidden files. See, look at this. Look at this. Are you able to see the difference? If I simply type ls-l, I am able to see only one directory called as snap. But the moment I type ls-la, A stands for all hidden files. Look at this dot. I have two dots. I'll explain what is this dot and two dots in the later video, or I'll explain it right away. So look at this. Here you have dot. It starts with this particular file starts with dot bash rc, dot profile, dot ssh directory, snap. See, all the files or directories that are going to start with dot are not being visible if you simply type the command ls-l. But in order to make them visible, you'll be using the extra option called as A. ls space -la. A stands for display all the hidden files. So how can you identify it is a hidden file? So if the file or a directory starts with a dot, then it is called as a hidden file. So this is what ls command, and let's look into some more options. See, ls-r, it displays the reverse order while sorting. Whatever order we have currently on the screen, it will display in the reverse order. So let's look at it. ls-l ar. I'm just combining all the options now. Now the snap is the directory that is being appeared at the bottom of it. Now whenever you use R, it will display all these details in the reverse order. So let's look at it. So look at this, the same files which are being displayed in the reverse order, and dot is at the bottom and snap is at the top, and here dot is at the top and snap is at the bottom. So it is displaying in the reverse order. And let's look into ls-t command. This is going to be useful to sort by modification time, and whatever modified earlier, now look at this one. We have some of the files that are modified at May 2, May 2nd, and some files are modified on December 5th. So let's look into this. ls-lat. I'm combining all the options here and press enter. The moment you press enter, the older files are being visible on the top and the later files are going to be displayed at the bottom. And again, you need to understand, we are again using R, which is printing in the reverse order. If I don't use R, ls-lat, look at this. If I don't use this, so it will display the latest files, and the latest files will be at the top and oldest files will be in the bottom. If I use again R, it will be displaying in the reverse order. And yeah, that's it. This is one of the important commands that you need to be aware of. ls is one of the important commands we'll be using to display the list of files. And finally, we have one command, man. Man stands for display user manual of any command. What if you would like to explore more about any commands in the Linux? Let's assume that you would like to understand more about ls command. So in order to understand more about ls command, what you can do is, let me clear the screen. You can simply use man command. You can simply use manual page of ls command. Man space ls. This is going to display the manual page of the ls command, and press enter. So the moment you press enter, the manual page of this ls command will be displayed. So here you can read and understand what is this command all about and what all options we have: ls-a, ls-b, ls-c. So there are various options still that are available. We are only looking few of them which are very useful for us. There are so many options that will be available. See, look at this. ls-l, use a long listing format. So this is how you can explore more, and this is how you can learn more about the Linux commands. So man is a manual page. It is going to display the manual page of a particular command. In order to come out of this manual page, simply click on the Q button on the keyboard. So you'll come out of the manual page, and manual page will help you to learn more about the particular command. So these are some of the commands that we are looking into in this video. Let's look at it. Yeah, that's all for this video, and thank you so much for listening. Please do practice these commands. Without practice, it will be very difficult for you to remember them. Practice every single command that is being taught in this particular video. And thank you so much for listening. I would request you to subscribe the YouTube channel, and I'll be coming up with the continuation of this video as well after this, with some more new commands, and I'll be talking about the Linux file system after this for the next video. Thank you so much. Thank you all.